Thor Odinson is one of the most powerful Avenger, if not the strongest. Time and time again, he has proved that no challenge is big enough for his might. In Avengers Infinity War, we saw him take down Thanos with the help of his newly forged weapon, a Stormbreaker. Thanos had been beating the hell out of the Avengers and had the completed Infinity Gauntlet, but he wasn't able to stop Thor and was struck down by the God of Thunder. So when someone as human as Tony Stark tries to challenge Thor, it seems foolish and not something that you'd expect of a genius. It sounds similar to Batman taking on Superman, but remember that Superman has this Achilles heel called Kryptonite, which often acts as a plot device that Batman uses to subdue Superman. But in case of Thor, there is no Kryptonite. Thor is God of Thunder no matter what and where. There is no red sun, yellow sun stuff going on. Yes, Thor being an Asgardian is stronger on Asgard, and since Gaia, the goddess of Earth, is his mother, his strength is amplified on Earth. In the MCU, Marvel hasn't yet confirmed that Gaia is Thor's mother, but maybe they will do it in upcoming Phase 4 movies. Does Tony Stark stand a chance against the King of Asgard? In the first Avengers movie, we did get Thor vs Iron Man, and it seemed pretty equal until Captain America intervened. But we all know, had the fight prolonged, Iron Man's armor would have sooner or later gave in. Even in the Hulkbuster suit, which is a beefier version of the armor, Tony would be at disadvantage when facing Thor because of the crippled maneuverability due to larger size. So to stop Thor, Tony designs a unique suit powered by Asgardian tech called the Thorbuster Armour. It all started in Sokovia, where a group of people had created a religion around Thor. They worshipped him as their god and savior. But for some reason, the government of Sokovia started persecuting these innocent people, which was noticed by the all-seeing Heimdall, which reports it back to Thor. Thor, being the ruler of Asgard and a member of Team Avengers, considers this to be his responsibility, and he sends a troop of Asgardians to stop the Sokovian military. Although few Asgardians manage to stop an entire army, the United States Defense Department considers this to be an invasion. They summon Tony Stark to find what is up with the Asgardians. Tony goes on to Asgard to discuss the matter with Thor. Tony asks Thor to call back his army, but Thor refuses as he can't just look back on his followers and people that worship him being punished for no apparent reason. Thor makes it very clear that any attack on his followers on Earth is an attack on Asgard, and being their king, it is his responsibility to protect his people. He says that if the Sokovian military doesn't back down, he himself would step in and establish an extended Asgard in Sokovia where his followers can live in peace under the umbrage of his rule. So Tony returns back to Earth where he is contacted by Dr. Doom, who suggests him to use the Asgardian tech against Thor in case he ever decides to face him in a battle. Lucky for Tony, not so long ago, Thor has gifted an Asgardian gem to him in hope that Tony will use it to invent a source of clean energy. But Tony, being Tony, uses the gem to power a new suit that can go toe-to-toe with Thor. Finally, when the day comes when Thor has to step in to deal with the matters in Sokovia, he is met with Tony Stark in his Thorbuster suit. The suit had the ability to deflect Mjolnir and absorb the Asgardian magic. The suit was designed to use the absorbed magic to charge the suit back up. Somewhat like the first Avengers movie, where Thor's lightning is absorbed by Iron Man's armor and the suit's energy reserves spikes to 400%. The battle between the two races on and gets pretty intense. Even with the specially designed suit, Tony finds it almost impossible to contain Thor, let alone beat him. But luckily for Tony, Captain America shows up and Thor ends up putting a dent in Cap's vibranium shield, something that we haven't yet seen in the MCU. Cap plays the role of mediator and talks Tony back into his senses. Thor too realizes that it has gone too far and steps back and the truce is achieved. And we later find out that it was Dr. Doom who was behind all this. He had manipulated Tony and created the circumstances that put him against Thor. So now the question remains, was Thorbuster effective? Did it serve its purpose? Well, Tony did design the suit to better his chances against the God of Thunder, but unfortunately, those chances were just not enough. Thor is the son of Odin, and as ruler of Asgard, he possesses the Thor force. And you can't just beat him up with some suit. Yes, there are more powerful versions of Iron Man's suit, like the God Killer armor or the Galactus Buster armor. But still the fact remains that in either case, he's just a man in a suit, and all Thor needs to do is beat the man rather than the suit itself. Thor has more endurance and stamina than any human, so it is more likely that Tony will run out of juice even before Thor is past his warm-up. But that said, Thorbuster was successful in prolonging the fight, and it is capable of holding Thor for some time until the reinforcement arrives. And we all know that Thor can be overwhelmed and defeated as we saw in the opening scenes of Avengers Infinity War. And maybe Iron Man in one of his most OP suits can temporarily overpower Thor, but we are yet to see that happen. It won't probably happen, but in case we get another Civil War movie where Thor is involved and other powerful characters like Captain Marvel, Sentry and Hulk are present to balance the team, we might get to see the dream interacting fight. It is another matter that the fight might end up destroying the very planet that it is being fought upon. But hey, it will be worth it. So what do you think? Can Iron Man beat Thor in a fair fight? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and thanks for watching, and please subscribe to our channel for our upcoming content.